Welcome back to our channel. Once again, I'm Steve Yochum, Director and General Manager of Ingram Micro's Unified Communications Group. Very excited to be continuing this video series. I hope you enjoyed my little travel back in time and inside my own mind talking to myself during the beginning of this pandemic. One of the things we discovered in 2020 was the reaction from this channel, our partners, to help maintain the economy and grow in this unexplained world. What we saw was a rush to technology. In early 2020, as the pandemic started to expand, we saw a rush to work from home. Restaurants were trying to understand how could they transform their business from an in-person to a delivery business or to a pickup business. If you think back to your hometown, everybody had their pizza place, right? And pizzerias were uniquely set up for this type of environment because the majority of their business was takeout. All the other restaurants, all the other service industries had to figure that model out quickly. As well as your customers had to figure out, I can't have my people in the office, I can't have them not working, so how do I enable them to work from home? And this is where we saw the rush to technology. During that rush to technology, anything that could be found, a headset, a speakerphone, cameras, whatever you could find, in many cases on a retail level, was what was purchased in order to enable your customers and businesses to continue working. While this did very well to solve that problem in the beginning and middle of 2020, what many people started to realize near the end of 2020 was that it was good, it got you through it, but it wasn't ideal. As we talk about setting up for success in the future of this pandemic, and hopefully to the end of this pandemic, we need to now talk about how do we move forward from the initial setups that we did, the rush to judgments, as I will call them, to an effective, efficient work stream moving forward. And to me, it really comes down to three areas of the business. The first area that you want to look at is the equipment that your associates are using, the equipment that your customers are using in this work from home, work from anywhere environment. You may have run out and purchased cheap headsets, cheap video equipment, anything to keep your associates working. Now you need to start thinking about optimizing that workspace. We'd all hoped this would be over quickly. We'd all hoped we'd be back in the office 6 months ago. The reality that has come upon us is that this hybrid work environment is here to stay. We did learn some important lessons. The work from home experiment was pretty successful. A lot of companies realized that their previous hesitations around having a remote workforce were not necessarily justified. Now that being said, there's something to be said about culture in a office environment, but we'll get to that more later. So what do you do now? Now is the time, as the supply chain is starting to open up, to partner with Ingram Micro to identify a standard work from home bundle for your associates or for your customers. The key really is in 4 different areas. 1, you've got to have a powerful PC or laptop to be able to drive the entire environment. 2, you need to understand the platform that you're using. I'm sure many of you saw the video of a lawyer talking to a judge with the cat filter on while using a platform and not understanding how to get that cat filter off. While it was hysterical to listen to this lawyer say, "I'm not a cat," as if everyone didn't seem to understand that he wasn't a cat. One of the things that we've seen is with these platforms, there's a lot of user training that needs to happen. So where Ingram Micro can help you is not only do we support you from being able to sell the top platforms, whether that be Microsoft Teams, Cisco WebEx, etc. Those platforms can all be, Ingram Micro can help you with all of those platforms. but we can also help you train your end customers to be able to use them effectively and manage them remotely. So now that you have your platform, the next thing you need to understand is what equipment are you hooking into it. The platform is kind of the key decision. What you'll see in the marketplace when it comes to cameras, to headsets, speakers, monitors, all of the accessories that go on to making a great home experience, many of them are tied directly to a specific platform. And this is great. What we've seen through our vendor partners, their partnerships with the platforms have made for an incredibly efficient and great user experience. And it's plug and play and easy to go. Now is the time to take a look at your customers and say, we've gotten you to this point. Here's how we get to the next point. And here's how we standardize on this equipment. It allows for ease of management, ease of understanding, less time in support calls, and better control over the quality of product that is coming out from your customer to their customers. It's one thing to be able to do a grainy first time, video call. It's another thing 6-8 months into the pandemic to not show much improvement in that, particularly when their competitors and your competitors are out there showing improvement. So this is the key. Understand the platform, understand the products that work with it. The next area that you really want to start looking at is something that has been kind of missed from leaving the office. In the past, I say the past, it seems like forever ago, but it's been less than a year. The close structure of the teams within the office made it very easy for managers to coach their associates, very easy for them to see what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, help correct them in an almost instantaneous manner. It's a little bit more difficult to do when you're not in the same place. So the third area you want to look in after the platform, after your standard work from home setup, is how are you going to manage that platform? Ingram Micro can help with many different vendor partners when it comes to things like call recording, contact center as a service, VoIP call services through our cloud division. In many different ways, your unified communication system can bring your customers, associates back together, bring their end customers back together without actually bringing them back into the office. And it gives your management teams the ability to go back to good coaching, good structured one-on-ones, understanding what your associates are doing. The unified communications platforms combined with these tools can really help accelerate that growth. So those are three key areas that, to me, you need to start talking to your customers about. Now, there are some other things where Ingram Micro can help you. All of this is going to come with some sort of cost. So how are you going to pay for that? So the fourth thing that you really should work with Ingram Micro on is through our Ingram Micro Financial Services. Cash flow is very different today than it was 1 year ago. Cash flow has become very constrained in a lot of businesses, depending on what sector they're in, where their specialties are, how they're doing it. That cash flow has become a challenge to survival for a lot of end customers. They've got to still make payroll. In many cases, they still have to pay rent, even though they're not using buildings. All of these fixed costs continue to be there. But the cash flow has changed a little bit. It's not coming in the large projects. They're not seeing it quite as fast. It's coming in sputters here and there. And they're looking for alternative financing. Talk to Ingram Micro. Talk to our financial services team on how we can help you extend to your end customers a monthly payment or a different type of financing where it's not tying up your credit line or the end customer's credit line. You're using the leveraging and the power of Ingram Micro Financial Services to grow and expand your business. What you'll find is in many cases we can help you, our partners, take on the larger opportunities that in the past you may or may not have been able to handle from a financial standpoint. We have tools and we have programs to allow you to grow that business. So as we're talking about the next steps, where are we going? What is the next steps in the pandemic? To me, we're in the phase right now, and it's early 2021, where we need to optimize the experience through platform continuity, platform training, and helping our customers and our associates understand how to leverage the platforms. 2, we need to make a better experience for them. And how do you do that? Through a standardized set of work from home tools. The cool thing about the work from home tools is they can actually be work from anywhere. Much of the equipment you'll see in a typical work from home kit is very portable. So it allows for the transition that will be upcoming from 100% work from home to hybrid to a work from anywhere environment. Third, you've got to look at the management tools. You've got to bring the managers back into the fold when it comes to helping associates serve the customers. This is really key to driving that customer success. Talk to us about those different items, those different systems that we have that we can help you with to increase that management touch and bring the organizations back closer together. And then finally, talk about financial services. There are so many opportunities that you could take down as a partner that in the past you may have said, I don't have that much cash in the bank, or I can't float that on my credit line, or I can't do what my end customer needs me to do because I just don't have that set up. Talk to us. Leverage Ingram Micro Financial Services, leverage Ingram Micro's Unified Communication Division, all of which will help grow in the future. I look forward to seeing you again. There's some great content coming up. The next 2 videos are going to be from Chad Simon, who's my chief strategist. This guy lives on the bleeding edge of the future. Chad's going to talk to you about things like AI and where are the biggest gains in leveraging the unified communication platforms that are out there. I hope you join us in the next video series. I'll be back later in the quarter to talk about some services that you should be providing to your customers. But until then, have a great day and think about the 4 ways to really impact your customer success moving forward. Thank you.